Hi, I'm Rachelle, herbalist, founder of Supernatural, and today I'm going to teach you about adaptogens. I would say, stress and anxiety is one of the most common things that I see people that people bring to me. And obviously, stress is something that we are all far, far, far more familiar with now than maybe ever before. Stress is high and plants can help. When working with herbs to treat stress, there are a few different routes we can take, and adaptogens are definitely one of them. Adaptogens, because of the way they work, tend to be something that I use to build a foundation for people. On top of that foundation, we can layer other herbs and practices and different things. But working with adaptogens, if they're right for you, which we'll get into, can really be something that is long-term support that helps to keep the body in balance when we're tipping in any certain direction. So stress comes in many different forms, right? We sometimes just use the term stress. A lot of times we'll use it sort of like we use the term anxiety. It's a little bit of a catch-all. And something that I've always found fascinating is, if our response to the stress is positive, so I get jazzed by, too much work to do and it makes me excited and I feel like I have purpose and I'm loving my day and I'm grooving and it's like, it's stress, but it's positive. That registers differently for our health than if it is, doom and overwhelm and depressing and sad and scary. That's going to register negatively in our body. And it will actually long-term, the effects of those stressors will be different based on how you receive them or how you perceive them. So a very easy way to describe how adaptogens work in the body is that they're like a thermostat. If things get too high, adaptogens help to bring them down. Things like stress hormones like cortisol. If things are low, adaptogens help to bring those up. Again, the energy reserves that we need to respond to an important situation. The actual definition of an adaptogen is that it is an herb that is normalizing, non-specific, and non-toxic in therapeutic doses. So normalizing means that it comes into our body and it wants us to be normal, our best normal. It wants us to be balanced. Non-specific means that it is coming into the system and working in a holistic way. So we can't say, hey, adaptogen, go to my nervous system and chill out my nervous system. That would be for a nervine herb. Adaptogens come into the whole thing. They say, okay, we're gonna work up high in the HPA axis and we're going to create a sort of cascade effect of balance throughout the body. And then non-toxic just means that it's non-toxic. So in terms of choosing some of the most popular adaptogens to share today, kind of looked at accessibility and broadness of use. So what are they good for and how easy is it to incorporate these herbs into our life? So top of my list is actually rhodiola. And that is a plant that is kind of a combination of a mood booster, a physical performance enhancer, stress resilience, because all adaptogens do that. It's astringent. So astringent is a kind of puckering quality that sort of facial toners have. And that means that it's drying. So rhodiola is a very drying plant. And if you're a dry constitution, your skin is dry, you're always dehydrated, it's probably not a great plant to use long term. And I would recommend, a powder of rhodiola in your daily smoothie or in water as a tea. All right, so another adaptogen that I love is reishi. And reishi is actually a mushroom. This is a possible adaptogen. So adaptogens have subcategories of possible and probable, and you don't really have to worry about that unless you want to dig in. So reishi is often used for achieving a kind of meditative state long term. It's really sort of gentle and peaceful. And while this is cool to have it in dried pieces like this, if you brew this as a tea, it's pretty bitter. So you surely can do that, but I find that reishi in a powdered form is really nice, or mushroom tinctures are super fun. So next up we have ashwagandha. So ashwagandha I have in a form here that is called cut and sifted. Ashwagandha is one of the calming adaptogens. So a lot of them are energizing, but ashwagandha helps to chill us out. It is known for lowering cortisol levels and for, boosting our resilience to stress, like all adaptogens. And ashwagandha can be brewed as a tea. I just mix my ashwagandha in water and do it as a shot. But you can also mix it into food. Traditionally, it's prepared with some coconut milk and maybe something sweet like licorice or honey. It's important to know your dose with any of these herbs, and ashwagandha is commonly underdosed. So I would recommend working with an herbalist or your health food store, clerk to understand what the appropriate dose is for you and that you're getting enough. And ashwagandha is also an herb that is recommended to be used every day for a long period of time to get the benefits. Another adaptogenic herb is holy basil. So this is dried holy basil leaf, and it actually smells phenomenal. They're aromatic and they sort of help to move things in the body, kind of clear the air. It's almost like an internal diffuser. Last but not least, we have maca. So maca is actually a cruciferous vegetable, yay for food medicine. It has a reputation of being an aphrodisiac, of increasing libido, of being kind of a hormone enhancer and a physical performance enhancer. And some studies show that it does some of those things. So generally, maca is seen as really nutritious and, again, kind of nourishing or like food for your stress response system. It also works really well in food. You just throw it in smoothies. We are going to make an adaptogenic date shake. This is a very easy way to mix and match whatever adaptogens you're using and put them in a delicious smoothie recipe. So oat milk and or water. I kind of like to do half and half. And then we're gonna do some dates. Make sure to pit those. So I have ashwagandha and maca that I'm going to throw in here. You can use whichever herbs are right for you. And then our ashwagandha. Remember to get enough. And then I love to add some vanilla. This just really enhances the flavor of any smoothie. And then I'm also adding some cardamom. I love cardamom and cinnamon. Again, all of these are medicines, Our culinary herbs and spices are medicinal. And some nut butter of choice. And then I'm gonna be fancy and throw in some dragon fruit powder. You don't have to do that, but if you happen to have some dragon fruit powder at home, go ahead and add that too. It smells beautiful. It is beautiful. Ooh-wee. So I'm going to top this gorgeous thing with some mulberries, which also happen to be medicinal. They're not adaptogens though, they're just medicinal fruits. Cheers. So it tastes like a date shake that's going to make me impervious to stress. I'm kidding, that's not what adaptogens do, but they do help, and this is such a good way to get them on a regular basis. For more recipes, subscribe to Well+Good's YouTube channel, and for more herbalism, follow @Rachelle Robinett on Instagram.